and Black, and I'm from Costa Rica.
Alright, my name is Say Zawolo. I'm from Africa, Liberia. I'm 100% African.
Hi, I'm Perlene Wisemaka, and I'm 100% Liberian also.
I am Adina Disney. I was born in America, but I've lived in Israel for part of my life, and I'm Jewish.
I'm Carlos Rafael Gonzalez Perez. I'm Puerto Rican, Latino, was born in Puerto Rico.
Is there one specific aspect of your culture that is different within the American culture? For example, beliefs, tolerance, etc.
I'll start. Part of me is Jewish and part of me is Israeli, so there's a little bit of a difference between the two. But both of them incorporate a lot of sense of community. Whereas America, I feel a lot of people try and they deal more directly with just their immediate family instead of with the community at large. As you see in New York, people are passing each other by, whereas when I lived in Israel, strangers off the street were inviting you in for Shabbat meal, which is the Friday night Jewish meal. So the sense of community in Judaism and Israeli culture is different from American culture.
I would say, in being Hispanic, being Latino, beliefs, I would say respect-wise, parents or elders, there's a lot of respect towards the elderly community, and they're looked towards as being the wiser people in the community. And I feel like in American culture, we treat children and elderly individuals as if they're not important or that they need help. That's a big thing, as well as communication. When, as a child, like let's say a child is being punished or reprimanded, they eye contact, looking at the floor, understanding that you're being punished. In American culture, that would be looked at as being disrespectful because you're not looking at the person eye to eye.
I would say something like what Carlos was saying, like being Liberian. I see that in my household, disrespect at all is not tolerated. I'm 21 and I still say yes grandma, yes grandpa, and I can't walk away from a situation because I can get slapped in my face. In America, I see like my friends say something to their mom like, what you want, and their mom not saying nothing back, and it's just like, wow.
Well, as African also, from where I'm from, tolerance and belief are very important things in my culture particularly. But when it comes to family and parents, respect is one of the important things in our family. Like, you can't disrespect your little sister even though you older than her or him. You can't disrespect them because it's not right in our family. If you disrespect your little sister, which is rude, and you'll be punished by your father. So when it comes to respect in our culture or family, you start from little up, no matter who you are, how old you are.
Going with what Carlos said, in terms of the sense of sort of respect for your elders, and also what, I don't remember what your name is. Adina, yeah. In terms of the whole community thing, in my culture, it's very important that everyone acts as a community. Like, your neighbors are your family. You can go to the neighbor's house and stay there a week and it wouldn't be a problem. Like, I feel like in this country, it's much more, you stay within your boundaries of your nuclear family and you don't get past that. Like, in our culture, you can call your neighbor's sister aunt, and you can call, the neighbor uncle. Like, everyone is sort of like a family sort of thing, and it's really not the case here. So the sense of community is sort of lost.
start. We can work our way down again. Yeah.
I would say I'm very offended how Latin history or Latino history isn't represented in schools as young, through grade school, even at the college level, even here at IUP, you learn small amounts of it. Till this day, a lot of individuals do not know when Latin American History Month is, which is September into October. Even, classmates at a college level, I'm a senior and they don't know that. And I'm a sociology major, so you would think that those students would have a well-rounded knowledge of common knowledge like that. As well as just informing the public. It takes bigger institutions to inform, individuals about things like that. And I feel an institution as education should be teaching that and enriching students in, multicultural history. It shouldn't just be Black history or African American history or, just a general American history. And I feel as well as the curriculum taught to students in schools, those secondary histories, I guess you can say, because they're not shown unless it's through the American history. They're only segued in because it's American history. When I was in 8th grade, we learned about African American history in a segued in, and we watched Roots and became knowledgeable about that. But you never learn of Asian American history, anything like that. And if you do, it's small segments of it. Nothing into full depth as American history.
I would agree. I'm offended, but in a different reason. I feel like my history of the Jewish people and my history of modern Israel and in general Israel has been misinterpreted. Judaism is often taught in a Christian format, which is a different interpretation. And so often people are being misguided to what's actually going on. Modern history of Israel is very different in Israel than it is in the world. People view Israel in a completely negative light because of what's being taught to them, and it's being misrepresented by the media. And it deeply offends me to hear people acknowledge these lies and think it's actually what's going on in today's society over in the Middle East.
I can say that I am offended in ways, like I don't really look at it like that, but when you do learn about like Africa, you learn about it in a way like people talk about it like it's a country, not a continent, and people have this idea that we all walk around naked and we don't have a TV, we don't have computers, we don't have cell phones. Like the white man came and made us who we are today. And that's how when you read books and you see pictures, that's how it's portrayed that we're all into like witchcraft and we're ignorant and we all live in the woods and the bushes. And it's not like, they don't go to like the places like in Nigeria or Sierra Leone, like places that are really beautiful, that have retreats, that have really beautiful places. They go to where there's poverty, like you see the commercials on TV, oh, this little girl in Africa needs food. Yeah, it's true, but it's like, hey, she's a little section, and there's another big section of how we have wealth and gold and lace and different things like that. And I don't see like history books or people walking around that are educated finding themselves like looking at that aspect. I just see them seeing we're naked and we're uneducated.
Particularly personally, and I feel offended in some ways too, but mainly on this campus and also wherever I go, because of my accent, they ask me, where are you from? I want to tell Africa, what part Liberia? They ask me that, oh, do you ever run naked there? Or have you ever run naked? Do you run after tiger? Have you ever catch whatever lion? And mostly, sometimes I say yes, and which is true. I'm not trying to be anywhere on that. At the same time, I told them like, if you really want to learn, instead of you asking any question, do some research on it. But if on it, we know, if we already know that anywhere part of the history of Africa or